One of the things that I didn't talk about when I was talking in the previous video about finding equations of lines from a graph is I did not discuss horizontal and vertical lines. Vertical lines are the lines that are going straight up and down. Horizontal lines are the lines that are going across. I have two examples up here, but I want to remind you of something that I've taught you previously. X equals a number line are vertical. It was something I told you to memorize before. I also told you to memorize that Y equals a number line are horizontal. So if X equals a number are vertical, we just need to look, if we want to find the equation of the line, where does it go through the x-axis? This one here happens to go through the x-axis at 3. So the equation of this line is x equals 3. This one here goes through the x-axis at -4. So hence, the equation of this line is y equals -4. Now that doesn't give any explanation for something that I just told you to memorize. Let me start with this one on the right. It's actually the easier one to explain. Y equals a number are horizontal. Horizontal lines are flat, aren't they? What's the slope of a flat line? It doesn't have any slope. It has a slope of 0. If you look here, I've got this blue dot right here. If I want to calculate the slope, we could do it by counting. That's the quickest way. To get from the first point to the second point, my rise is 0. My run is 2. So if I want to calculate this slope, 0 over 2 is 2, hence slope of 0. Now let's put it into our finding an equation rules. Calculate the slope. We calculated the slope is 0. Find b. Where does it go through the y-axis? It goes through at -4. So y equals mx plus b. Y equals 0x minus 4. 0 times x is 0. Doesn't matter what the x value is, it cancels out, doesn't it? Y is equal to -4. The x disappears there, doesn't it? It just goes away. All right. On a horizontal line, the x disappears. What do you think is going to happen on a vertical line? It intuitively makes sense that the y disappears. And that's exactly what happens. Now, as a side note, I do want to talk about the slope of this. The slope of all vertical lines is undefined. What does that mean? Well, if we were to calculate this slope, m equals the rise over the run. From here to here, it would have a rise of 3. The left and right, though, would be 0. The slope is undefined. Okay? So we're going to go intuitive on this. I'm not going to explain to you what happened to the y-intercept. It doesn't exist. It doesn't go through there. But if horizontal lines are y equals, intuitively, vertical lines will be x equals. The y will disappear. We just need to know where does it go through the x-axis. So we don't have a slope. It's undefined because you're dividing by 0. And you don't have a y, it disappears because of the intuitive nature of it. Anyway, there is a more in-depth explanation on why that disappears. We actually would have to use standard form, ax plus by equals c. But in essence, the b value ends up being undefined due to this, and it ends up disappearing, leaving us ax equals c. I know that's kind of a rough explanation, and it doesn't go anywhere near in depth, but for our purposes, the basic thing that you want to remember is that x equals a number are vertical lines, y equals a number are horizontal lines. Good luck.